Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to take a character or costume design that you've made in Photoshop and import it into a piece of 3D software. In this case, we're going to use SketchUp. Most importantly, I'm going to show you how to get rid of the background so you actually just have the character in your 3D model. So I've got an example here in Photoshop. This is just a design that I've downloaded from the internet, and I've added a blue background because in most cases, you'll have either added a background to your design or you'll have scanned in a page. And in both cases, we'll need to get rid of the background. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, if you've got a plain background like this, it's actually quite easy. All you need to do is go to the Magic Wand tool, fourth tool down on the left, and then just click on the exterior, on the background, and you can hit delete. Nice and simple. If I undo that, if you've got a more complicated background, if it's got some gradation or there's other objects in the background, then that might not be as simple to do. So what often works in that scenario is to change from the Magic Wand tool to Object Selection. The way this tool works is you just drag a box around what you want to select, and Photoshop will automatically calculate the outline. Just make sure that nothing's been trimmed off. If anything has, just make sure that you go to the Quick Selection tool, which is basically like a paintbrush, and make sure you've got plus and minus, and you alternate between those if you want to take away part of this selection or you want to add. Simple as that. Once you're happy with your selection, press Ctrl-J on your keyboard and it will copy what you've selected to a new layer, and you simply click on the old one and hit delete. You can see here that the selection, if I zoom in, you see we've got a little bit of blue at the top there and a little bit of blue in the center. So I might just go in with my Magic Wand tool now. And get rid of those last little bits. Ctrl-D to deselect. There we go. The second thing we want to do is get rid of the background, okay? We want a checkerboard background, which shows that there's nothing there. So I'm going to click on the lock to unlock that layer 0, and I'm going to hit delete. And there's our checkerboard background. That's exactly what we want. This basically means it will be transparent. The third and final thing we want to do is crop the image to our character here. So we get the crop tool, fifth tool down on the left, and we drag it in. It will snap to the borders of your image, so you don't need to focus on getting it spot on. It will snap automatically. And when you're done, click on the tick, and there's our character. To get this ready as a file that we can bring into a 3D software, all we do is go up to File, Save As, and I'm going to save to my Downloads folder. I'm going to save a PNG, and we're going to call it Image Test 2 in this case. There we go. Save that. And then open up your 3D software. So in most softwares, you'll have a beginner, a default object or a character. In SketchUp 2017's case, we have Chris here. And I'm going to keep him there just to use as a reference for when I'm bringing in my image. So let's do that right now. Let's go up to File, Import, and I want to search for PNG. Make sure you've got PNG selected. Typically, if you've not messed around with this before, it'll be set to SketchUp file. So that might be why you can't see anything here. I'm going to click on my file there, and I need to make sure that I'm using the image as an image, not a texture or a new matched photo. Click Import, and I'm just going to click and drag on the ground like so. I'm not too fussed about scale just yet. Let's get the Rotate tool. Click on the bottom corner, and I'm going to use my arrow keys to orientate the Rotate tool, and I'm going to bring it up 90 degrees by just typing 90 on my keyboard and hitting Enter. And then I can get the Scale tool, drag in the corner, like so. And you can see that I've got an entirely blank background, and there's my character ready to go. So there we go. That's how to bring a character or costume design from Photoshop into a piece of 3D software.